Rolling. It is the 13th time in NBA playoff history that the Lakers of Los Angeles, will play the Suns of Phoenix. And with me is Sweet Tea. We're here to talk about it tonight on the Catch the Sky podcast. But it's not just your typical basketball conversation. We have a lot of loops, hoops, and swoops to discuss. Ain't that right, T? How the hell are you?
Oh, I'm fantastic. Yeah, there's all sorts of hijinks going on. But before we get into any of that, what's been new with you?
Socky just had her uterus taken out on Monday.
Ooh, okay. That's a big development. We're healing now.
She's no longer a woman. She is something, I don't know.
She's just a shell of herself. She's like the same thing as Frank now.
I'm just tired of getting prostitution offers from other dog owners as I walk her through the streets. I think that's the part that I appreciate the most.
What, people trying to breed her?
Yeah, it's always weird. They stop me on the road and they're like, "I'd like to have sex with your dog," and I always say, "Not until she's married or put a ring on that shit." You know what I mean? Like a quinceañera or something.
But like they particularly, like that individual wants to have sex with your dog, or their dog wants to have sex with your dog?
I can't say definitively, but I'm assuming their dog. But either way, it's weird altogether.
Definitely get that in black and white before you consent to anything.
And just dog breeding people are like the Tiger King guy. They're very comparable in a lot of ways. They're just they don't seem on the up and up.
Right.
But yeah. But right before her surgery, I threw my back out. So I am presently on the injured reserve.
Well, how is that going to factor into our little soiree next week?
What soiree are you talking about?
Well, we are recording on May 25th, 2021, and this weekend, the call of the bullpen was put in. On a previous episode, I told you, if somebody dropped out of this river rafting trip to invite me, and it's going down. I am coming to fucking Utah. Well, I'm going to fly into Phoenix and then go to Utah and join you on this rapid adventure. What should I pack?
Yeah, the Moab airport isn't very big.
No.
What you should pack? We're cowboy camping and a swimsuit.
No tent?
Well, we're only camping one night on the river, on the Colorado River.
We're actually going to be like on the water?
Yeah, they have little beaches that have formed over time.
Okay, yeah,
sometimes they erode.
My question is, should I have some sort of like elevated cot thing or no? I feel like that's too cumbersome to carry with me.
Yeah, you wanna pack it in a very tight, neat bag.
So I need a pad. You're telling me I need to get a pad. I need to get some sort of one of these sleeping pads.
If we're on a beach, we're gonna be on sand. So,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
What do I put on sand? Am I gonna bring my beach towels?
You don't need. I was gonna cowboy camp. I was just gonna bring my sleeping bag.
All right.
My pad just in case.
Okay. Sounds good. Maybe some condoms so I'm not busting loads into rocks.
So for those of you who did not know, Southern Utah is T and I's happy place, and we go quite often.
It's becoming
sometimes
a thing.
By ourselves, sometimes together.
It's becoming a thing now. We're turning this into a thing. This is 2 years in a row.
I feel like we had an episode in the archives where we discussed Instagram ruining Southern Utah, but it's since lost, and you have to delete a lot of voice. You have to delete the voice of the person who said any of that.
That's funny. But I will be prepared. It's been a whirlwind trying to plan. I'm also having a Memorial Day picnic this Sunday, so I'm trying to get the house ready for that. I've been like doing tree trimming, weed whacking, like all sorts of stuff. I tore the shit up out of my fucking deck post. I'm sitting there whacking weeds thinking I'm doing a great job. Then I look and it looks like Wolverine attacked. God damn it. So that was fucking wonderful. But you should see my hedges out front, man. They look great. I gotta send you a picture. Upload it to the book.
Post those on our burgeoning Instagram account.
I can do that. But other than that, things are all right. Something weird happened today. So last week it was a cicada, and this week there's a fucking Hershey Kiss poop in the kitchen. And I'm like, who did that? Like, was it the cat? Was it the dog? Like, what is this? No idea what's going on. So I clean it up. I'm still not thrilled about it. Bro, I go to lay down. I'm looking at my phone in the kitchen. It's fine. You know, I'm messing around on one of the apps. I don't know what I was doing. I go upstairs to take a nap. Somehow, in my commute from my kitchen up the stairs into my bed, shit got onto my phone. Like the corner of it. It looked like somebody dipped it into a pile of shit. What? How? Like, bro, I searched the entire fucking house and couldn't find anything. Wasn't on me. Mystery shit. Fucking way too much when I'm trying to fucking coordinate all this other stuff. I don't need mystery poops.
All health studies, when they look at the amount of bacteria on cell phones, it's a lot. And you should clean your phone often.
Well, I did. I sanitized the fuck out of it today because it had poop on it. It's still probably contaminated. I'm disgusted. I'm absolutely disgusted. I don't know if I can ever hold my phone up to my ear again.
You shouldn't do that anyway. It causes cancer.
Well, having the thing in my pocket causes cancer too. The whole thing is just bad news.
As long as you're vaccinated, it's okay. That's what we really care about.
Yes. Well, that and if LeBron's vaccinated, which we'll get into more later.
What are we doing? Let's get into that.
All right. Let's do it.
It's time to rally the valley.
Right. Everybody has a right to privacy, right? So when people ask him if he's gotten it, he doesn't have to disclose that information to a reporter standing next to his locker. I mean,
and he did not. He will not disclose that.
Correct. It's also comparable to, like I said earlier, when we were off air, if you walk into Walmart without your mask on and they ask if you're vaccinated.
Which you're not required.
Right.
Walmart does not require masks anymore.
If you're vaccinated.
That's their policy, yes.
So,
and it is on the honor system, as we discussed.
Correct.
We're at 40%, except in the Southeast, where they refuse to get vaccinated. As you mentioned earlier, they're giving away Tinder Premium, which I think is the app you were on when you were having your phone shit on.
Probably.
And yeah. They're giving lottery tickets away. They're giving beer away if you get vaccinated. I'm holding out. I'm holding out for something good at this point.
Right? Yeah. Give me a fucking Tesla. But like you said, it's on the honor system, and that's how it's going to go, right?
I really feel LeBron physically as a phenom, and then his access to healthcare and just the overall privilege that he has. He doesn't have to be 6 feet near anybody. Prior to COVID, he had bodyguards and people that would just push. I'm assuming he had, but he's hanging out with Drake and Michael B. Jordan at an outdoor tequila party for Lobos 1707 or whatever hell. I was at his agent's house, Rich Hall in Beverly Hills,
prior to the Golden State game.
Prior to the Golden State game, it was an outdoor party, and you were required to show proof. So it's not like Walmart where it's on the honor system. You have to actually show proof of your vaccination
unless you're LeBron.
This party. Unless you're LeBron, Drake, or Michael B. Jordan. Who knows what their situation is. But by the looks of Michael B. Jordan in Creed and Creed 2, physically, he doesn't look like he needs to be vaccinated.
Is that how it works? Just the most physically fit of us are good?
I read some very interesting research that people who are healthy and fit are less likely to be impacted negatively by COVID. I do understand healthy people can be negatively impacted, but the majority are people with those underlying health conditions that we've discussed: heart disease, diabetes, lung issues, so on and so forth. Yeah.
Which LeBron doesn't have. My whole point being earlier was just it's interesting that there's companies that are incentivizing people very heavily to get this, and it seems like the rest of society is going to proceed as normal,
with the exception of Myles Garrett, who seems to be struggling after COVID.
Don't you worry about him.
He's got bad blood.
He's
like
fine.
Taylor Swift.
He's fine. So LeBron is relevant to this conversation in a different way, because I almost said your Phoenix Suns were playing in the playoffs, but I don't really know who you're a fan of these days. You know, you just hop around from one team to. I thought you were rooting for the Lakers, honestly, because you're a LeBron fan, right? I mean, that's why you rooted for the Cavs, right?
So I don't understand the distinction, because as a young boy, I wanted a bomber jacket, T, and my mom was kind enough to grant this wish. Everybody at Desert Sky Junior High had a bomber jacket, and she was willing to buy me one, but we had to buy one off the sales rack because we weren't always rich, right? And the best looking jacket there was the Cavaliers jacket, the blue and orange colors. So that's the jacket I bought. And I decided from that day forward I would be a Cavaliers fan. But I was always a Phoenix Suns fan.
Well, you can't just pick up another team then. So maybe this is where my problem lies with the whole thing.
Why can't I pick up another team?
You can't just pick
I have
up
a
another team.
freaking Cleveland Browns pencil holder here. You want me to chuck that thing?
Oh, great. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Oh, my God.
I'm a young boy. I'm impressionable, right? I like Deion Sanders as an Atlanta Falcon. The Falcons, when they did those black jerseys, they were really cool, right? Oakland Athletics, they were cool because they had Mark McGuire and Jose Canseco. You know, you're drawn in by that. And I guess
my internal dilemma.
I was a Cavs fan, and I hated Michael Jordan as a result.
My internal dilemma comes down to what happens if these two teams end up encountering each other in, say, the championship. Mm-hmm. Then what do? You're going to go with your hometown.
So if the Cavaliers and the Phoenix Suns ever faced off, I would be a Phoenix Suns supporter in that situation.
Oh, my. And then that's where all the validity just goes right out the window. Just jumping ship on your Cavs. They made it to the championship.
And I rooted for them against the Warriors. That is correct.
No, I know. I'm going to ride
and
this
you,
point, probably.
you would not have me. You would not have me helping you protect the land. And everybody assumes I'm a LeBron. I'm not a LeBron guy. I'm a Cavaliers guy. LeBron was a Cleveland Cavalier.
I feel like if there was like a tier to fandom, you'd be on like the lower tier. And like you wouldn't really be like allowed at the parade. That kind of deal.
I don't think the Cavaliers and the Suns are ever going to play each other in the NBA Finals. But
hey, we'll see.
I do have a very sympathetic spot in my heart for the city of Cleveland, Ohio. I like Bone Thugs and Harmony. Sue me, okay?
What's wrong with that?
Well, they're from Cleveland, right? I mean,
so is Machine Gun
Browns.
Kelly.
I don't mind the Browns. I don't hate the Browns, and the Cleveland Indians. I don't care for their name, so fuck them.
They're working on it.
But I rooted for them during times. But now, as an adult, I kind of look back and I'm like, the Cleveland Indians. That's not okay. So
they're working on it. They're changing it. It's in the process.
They are working on it, and I'm proud of them. But regardless, Arizona till I die. It's just you couldn't find a Phoenix Suns jacket on the sales rack at Metro Center Mall in 1990.
That's a
so
song, by the way, by Machine Gun Kelly out of Cleveland, Till I Die. And it's all about repping your city until you die. There it is.
And Machine Gun Kelly's married to the Megan girl.
Well,
but regardless, dating her.
Whatever. Banging everybody.
Yeah, I now
it's just a
am
fuck
on
fest
the,
out there.
I hate LeBron right now. I hate all LA.
Oh, yeah?
I'm done. I've been done with that. And I recently changed my Facebook photo to the Kobe Bryant clothesline by Raja Bell.
Uh-huh.
I did not shed any tears for Kobe Bryant. I think he's a rapist. And everybody outside of LA agrees with me.
Well, there's a lot of basketball critics that like to gloss over that point and just look at the numbers, though, Saif.
Sure, we can look at the numbers. I look at the character.
Right.
I'm actually, now I have to question Kevin Johnson, one of the great point guards of Phoenix, because he's been accused of some downright statutory rape while he was here as a Phoenix Sun. And that's just not okay, right?
So,
or do I distinguish between the two again? But regardless, I'm a Suns fan, and we're rooting against them.
Right.
As I mentioned, it's the 13th time they've played. We hate LA. We have this beautiful chant, beat LA. You may have heard it.
As of this recording, you guys are currently up a game.
And the LeBron Laker crowd will remind you that LeBron always drops game one.
Right.
And that they'll come out much better. Anthony Davis had a really terrible game. But Phoenix is alive. We have this slogan. It's Rally the Valley. And so anytime I talk to the homies, I ask them, did you do your best today to rally the valley? So if you're listening to this, if you're a Phoenix Suns fan, please do your part this week to rally the valley. Make sure you're out there getting your dose of rallying in for the valley.
Well, am I allowed to do my part and fly in and rally the valley? I think that's...
You're part of it.
Yeah, I'm stepping up. I'm coming out there.
You'll be here for possibly game 4 or 5. Oh, we're going to be in Utah. Ooh, whoa.
Right? Yeah. There's things going on. Yeah, see?
Yeah.
We're going to be lost and missing a lot of shit because we're going to be out in the wilderness dicking around.
We might miss game 6 and 7.
Well, as long as we're in our happy place. We'll be at the B&B. We can catch up on something, right?
I think you're going to be here for game 5. I think that's how it starts.
Let's go.
And then game 6, we'll be able to watch the game on TV somewhere in Utah. We'll go to McStiff's.
We'll go somewhere.
We'll go to McStiff's, and it's not actually McStiff's anymore.
There might be, what's that other place? The Blue Pig?
Jack's. We're going to go to Jack's. Jack's is the best sports bar in Moab. Or McStiff's is now Dewey's. Okay. So those are our 2 sports bars that we can go to.
We got options. All right.
We do. Yeah.
We're good. We're good.
Game 7. You know what? We'll be coming off the river, so we'll be fine. This is perfect.
Everything's going to be fine. Looking forward to it.
I will note that the Suns have been owned by the Lakers since I think their first playoff series was like the 1970s. 1970 specifically. And up and through the 70s and 80s, anytime the Suns went to the playoffs, the Lakers owned them. And that all changed in the 89-90 season, where the upstart Purple Gang from Phoenix finally won. And so the Suns owned the Lakers throughout the 90s. And then in the early 2000s, we kind of dropped off. And that was that Kobe Shaq team that dominated the NBA. But when the Suns came roaring back in the mid-2000s, the 7 seconds or less team guided by Mike D'Antoni, then we proceeded to own the Lakers again. And that's the famous Raja Bell clothesline of Kobe Bryant. And then as 2010 neared, it seems like every decade things change. That's when the Ron Artest, Paul Gasol, Kobe Bryant Lakers, and the famous Ron Artest push that was a no call, and he was able to put a missed rebound back in to win the game. So the Lakers have always gotten preferential treatment, whether it's LeBron breaking COVID protocols or just
why do they get to do whatever the
superstars.
fuck they want? That's one thing that just fucking always annoys me with these bigger market teams It seems like they just get away with whatever the fuck they want.
In our season 2 preview for our trailer, our trailer for the, I make note of this. I know how influential the media influence is from big markets. New York, London, and LA are the 3 biggest markets. And it is financially beneficial to those with power to have those markets do well. So if a New York team like the New York Knicks is doing well, then that's good for business.
Right? Yeah, quote unquote, good for basketball, right?
And so everybody knows the NBA is corrupt. Tim Donaghy wrote a tell-all book. He was the NBA official who was removed from the league because he was gambling on the side. But he wrote Personal Foul. You could buy it for $12 on Amazon or somewhere else if you choose to support a small business of the week. Insert your bookstore that was crushed by Amazon here. And
Jesus.
There's a well-documented history. There's not even a conspiracy theory like the 85 draft where the card is frozen and has like the envelope folded. There's some great YouTube videos out there in order to get Patrick Ewing to the New York Knicks.
Wait, so again, are you suggesting to me that it's possible that it was rigged for LeBron James coming out of Akron to end up in Cleveland?
So for that, Cleveland stunk the year before, and I don't think anybody was touching how bad they stunk.
Oh, no.
And so they had the best chance of winning that lottery, and they won that lottery.
Mm-hmm.
And so the NBA's, okay, so if you're making a big market, small market, you could also look at the success of the San Antonio Spurs. San Antonio, Texas, a very small market. And so there your Cleveland and San Antonio are kind of your 2 like glaring examples. Like, well, what about those 2?
Right.
I don't think they're
But they were only temporary,
Right.
Like you were talking about the Lakers of the 70s, the 80s, the 2000s and everything. Like it's just now. It's ongoing. It just continues. Whereas the Spurs and the Cavs are probably going to drop off for a while.
Well, the Cavs have officially dropped off.
Well, fuck off.
But I think we all know in every league that superstars get the calls. I'll note that going low on an NFL quarterback changed the year after Tom Brady was removed.
I was just about to say, you mean similar to the Tom Brady rule?
Yeah. A lot of Tom Brady rules.
But
without those Tom Brady rules, we get a 45-year-old man. How old is Tom again?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. He's timeless.
Right.
And we get to enjoy that. I think there's something to be said about that.
He is 43, by the way.
But players are reconditioning their bodies. Like when I was a kid, I always joke that kale wasn't even a thing. Kale was the decoration at a Sizzler bar on my way to get more breaded popcorn shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Now there's 4 different types of kale that you can buy in the store versus just lettuce and spinach, which is when I remember my experiences in the 80s and 90s going to grocery stores, like I don't remember all the exotic choices. And a lot of that is in part due to free trade agreements with our neighbors to the south and us getting an abundant, bountiful trove of fruits and vegetables, which I love. Although my friends in the north were like where you are, your grocery stores are just pitiful. But I also have never visited a grocery store other than that Whole Foods Co-op with you when I was in Erie, Pennsylvania. But based on my experience, pretty sure Cuzzy just shopped at gas stations. Like I don't ever remember him going to a grocery store. It made no sense to me.
Don't base your experiences shopping here off of his shopping habits. All right. If you need me to take you to a grocery store, we can go to a grocery store, but there's definitely not going to be the selection of produce that you're accustomed to. Your best shot was either at the Whole Foods Co-op or maybe somewhere like Wegmans. I don't know.
Those
or
plums
farmer's
that
market.
I got from that Whole Foods Co-op in August were phenomenal because those were local plums.
Mm-hmm.
Those things were so good.
Plums with a deep bluish hue, ready for farmer's market.
What do you?
You ever watch Eastbound and Down?
Oh yes.
Yeah. Will Ferrell's character. And my son, he goes, when I hear a sound, a rap at the door, and my young son Gabriel walks in, and my wife says, no, Gabriel, leave.
Kenny Powers. Can't get enough.
I said, no, let the boy watch.
And that's what you think of when you think of plums. Got it.
Exactly. Anytime somebody brings up plums, I am always going to immediately go to let the boy watch. It's forever ingrained in my head, bro. So like that's fine. You can enjoy plums all you want. Let the boy watch. Oh fuck.
I don't think Danny McBride's done a bad movie. Even watching Up in the Air with George Clooney, he just plays the half-ass groom who is ready to sit it out. And he just, even when he's kind of serious in a role, I think he's got it. He's got that Adam Sandler quality. He's got that slapstick ability, but he can also be serious.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Shout out to Danny McBride. You're welcome on the podcast anytime.
Absolutely. We'd love to have you. Also, shout out to the woman of Moab. In addition to seeing her again next week, she also just sent me a text and would like to say hello to you.
Oh.
So, early hello. I let her know that we were recording, so shout out to the woman
we're giving
of
her a
Moab.
shout out.
Yeah.
We call her the woman of Moab.
For this very purpose. We're going to be in Moab.
And she is a number one stunner, I will confirm.
So.
And good for you, T. Very, I'm always amazed at how, I don't know how you do it, but you just do it.
I really have no idea. I have zero clue what's going on. No idea. I just fall ass backwards into these situations, but it's been working out so far.
Yes, it has.
So I think this is a good place to wrap. We kind of brought things full circle here.
I am rallying the Valley. Tonight is game 2. Thursday, game 3. So by the time this releases, we'll be 3 games in. So
hopefully
I'm hoping
you guys will be up. Hopefully we don't have to wait on 5, 6, or 7.
Yeah, full sweep would be fantastic. And hopefully Chris Paul, for whatever reason, he's allergic to the playoffs. He's already injured. We'll see what his status is.
We need him back out there. He needs to take out LeBron again.
Dude, fantastic. Apparently you can't box out anymore. But I will note that the Suns were the only team as a higher seed to win their game 1 game. So everybody else in the Western Conference lost to their opponent, who's a lower seed. So we're doing something right.
Yeah. So far so good.
All right. So let's rally the Valley, T, and I will see you in Utah.
Saunds good, buddy. See you in Utah. And to our listeners, you may interact with us on Twitter at CTS Terry or at CTS Saif. You may find us on Facebook or Instagram by searching for the Catch the Sky podcast. Be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to all of our weekly content until Joe Rogan steals it.
To the Laker fans, because baby, now we got bad blood. It used to be mad love.
Dude, can we pay T Swift to end this episode with that song? Probably cost us more than our budget.
Right? How would they even know?
Oh, they'd find us. YouTube automatically scans your videos and stuff. It gives me copyright stuff regarding Emby Alexander stuff every single week. It listens to your thing and processes it and tracks it back to their video.
Who was just texting me? We're actually making plans to watch hockey and hopefully
shout
finalize
out
our interview.
To Emby Alexander. We love you. We love everybody that continues to listen to our show week in and week out. Remember to rally the Valley, and until next week, keep trying to catch the sky.